structure would also be a really good idea. Okay, so as a brief overview of photosynthesis, what's going to happen is the chlorophyll molecule is going to become excited by receiving a photon. And that excitation is an important idea. What excitation means is an electron on that magnesium ion in the chlorophyll molecule interacts with a photon, and it becomes energized. In fact, it becomes so energized that it jumps out an energy shell. So it moves out one more energy shell. Now, what do we know about the relative amount of energy represented by different energy shells? It increases as it goes out. The farther an electron is from the nucleus, the more energy it represents. So with chlorophyll excitation, we excite an electron, we absorb some energy, which causes it to move out one energy shell. Ultimately, what's going to happen is that electron is going to fall back to its ground state, to its original energy shell, and then it's going to pass that energy that it absorbed to an adjacent chlorophyll molecule. And then that chlorophyll molecule will get excited. And then this energy kind of bounces back and forth between different chlorophylls. Until eventually, a chlorophyll molecule, something called either P680 or P700, absorbs that energy. And so much energy is absorbed that that chlorophyll molecule actually loses an electron. It becomes what? There were two types of reactions that we talked about last week, an oxidation reaction or a reduction reaction. If a molecule or an atom loses an electron, is that an oxidation or a reduction? It's close to reduction. It's oxidation, right? And it seems counterintuitive. Because it lost something, it should have been reduced. But remember, reduction means you're reducing the charge. So you're accepting electrons in reduction reactions. Here, when that electron is lost from the chlorophyll molecule, it is oxidized because it lost a negative charge. Now, eventually what's going to happen is that electron is going to fuel the production of two important molecules. One is called ATP, we talked about a little bit last time, and one is called NADPH. And NADPH is an important molecule because it is an electron carrier, or an electron shuttle. You can think of it like an Uber for electrons. It just picks electrons up in one spot and drops them off in another spot. Now, in the context of photosynthesis, that should make some intuitive sense to us. Because what we want to do, right, is we want to take carbon dioxide and we want to reduce that into sugar. So if we want to take carbon dioxide and reduce it, we need to drop a whole bunch of electrons off on it to eventually make it into sugar. The source of those electrons is the NADPH. That process of creating both ATP and NADPH is called the light reactions, or the light-dependent reactions. And that's the first phase of photosynthesis. We want to create the stuff that plants are going to make sugar from. The second are called the light-independent, or the dark reactions. In the dark reactions, we're going to take that stuff, the ATP, and